In the roar of ancient battlefields and the eerie silence of cities gripped by plague, garlic stood as more than food. It became a quiet talisman of survival. Roman soldiers were said to eat it before marching into war, believing it gave them strength and courage. Ancient Egyptians crushed it into poultices and placed it into the tombs of their dead, hoping to carry its protective power into the afterlife. And during times when disease swept through streets like wildfire, when fear itself felt airborne, garlic hung in windows, was worn around necks, and was crushed into broths, trusted to do what little else could. Garlic, though humble and common, became one of humanity's first shields against the invisible forces that threatened to undo us. To call garlic a protective talisman is not just metaphor or myth, it reflects how people, in the face of danger, turned to what they trusted. It wasn't superstition alone that gave garlic this role. It was experience. In wars, soldiers faced wounds, hunger, and infections long before the invention of antiseptics. Garlic, with its unmistakable bite and bold presence, helped clean cuts, kill parasites, and fight off illnesses that claimed more lives than swords ever did. When the plague crept through Europe and Asia, families wore garlic like armor, believing it repelled the miasmas, the bad airs, the spirits of sickness that had no name but brought certain death. And though the people of the past didn't know about bacteria or viruses, they weren't blind. They watched. They noticed. Garlic helped the wounded heal. Those who ate it often seemed to get sick less. It preserved food, purified water, and kept away the bugs that bit and spread disease. Its effects were undeniable, even if the science behind them was still centuries away. So garlic found its way into medicine chests, war rations, prayer rituals, and emergency cures. It wasn't a miracle, it was a tool. A pungent, fiery thread that stitched life together when everything else was falling apart. Modern science has only deepened the respect garlic earned in those chaotic times. We now understand that allicin, the sulfur compound released when garlic is chopped or crushed, has natural antibacterial and antiviral properties. Garlic fights pathogens with a quiet ferocity, disrupting bacterial activity and even showing promise in slowing fungal growth and boosting immune function. It helps regulate blood pressure, supports cardiovascular health, and eases inflammation, traits that could mean the difference between life and death in the harsh, unsanitary conditions of war or plague. But beyond the chemistry, garlic also does something emotional. It gives people a sense of control in the face of helplessness. When disease strikes, or when a battle looms, there are few things one can do to feel safe. Garlic, strong, tangible, alive with scent and heat, becomes a ritual of defiance. It is something to grasp, something to eat, something to hang, something to believe in. It says, we're not entirely powerless. We have this. Even today, echoes of those ancient practices remain. During flu season, some still hang garlic in kitchens or crush into tea. In times of stress or fear, garlic soup appears in kitchens like an old friend returning in crisis. We might not think of it as a talisman anymore, but perhaps we should. It doesn't glitter like gold, but it holds a different kind of value, an earned trust forged in centuries of blood, sweat, and survival. So yes, garlic has walked beside humanity through war and plague. It has been smeared on wounds, whispered over in prayer, passed from hand to hand as a gift of life. It was not always elegant or easy to swallow, but it was real. And when people faced their darkest moments, they reached for something that had proven itself in fire. Garlic didn't promise to stop the war or end the sickness, but it stayed. It stood its ground. It gave breath when breath was needed most. That is the essence of a true talisman. Not something that magically erases danger, but something that strengthens you through it. In that way, garlic is not just part of history. It's part of human resilience itself. A fierce little bulb, glowing with the memory of every battle, every cure, every quiet victory it helped make possible.